All right, y'all. Welcome, welcome. We are here for another Roots in the Round. Yes, indeed. Part of Singers and Songbirds 2023. Hey, y'all, I just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Brawley Garden Center, Mooresville Tattoo Company, the Iredell Arts Council, the North Carolina Arts Council, Red Buffalo Brewing, which is where the after party is going to be tonight, Lake Mountain Coffee, Piedmont Folkways, Roots in the Round, hey, that's us, Grassroots Entertainment Group, that's also us, 92.9 WAME, the Insomniacs Inc., which is Tevin sitting out there checking tickets, and downtown Statesville, and man, we really appreciate all the support from the community. It would not be possible to do this anywhere else, I don't think, personally, where I've been. I mean, obviously there are other cities and stuff like Nashville that have things like this all the time, but it's also overly abundant, you know. Here, it's really special because this is one of the only places doing it, and we're really excited to have Mark T. Evans hosting this round tonight from Red Eye Gemini. We got Will Easter making his return. We're really excited to have him back. We got Nathan C. Davis up here, right in the middle. We had him over at WAME a couple days ago, chilling with Justin Clyde. We had a whole bunch of fun over there. And we got Mr. Ranford Almond back here again. He made an appearance here at the Arts Council about, 2 months ago or something like that? It was a great show. He brought the band and everything. And man, if you weren't here, you missed out. And then once again, we got Mr. Randy Gilkey returning over there on the right. We're so excited to have him back. And I'm just going to go ahead and pass this thing on over to Mark Evans. And once again, y'all, I really, really appreciate y'all for coming out and supporting original music. And without further ado, we present to you Roots in the Round, I think it's 4? Yeah, it's so cool that I can lose count of it, you know? We're doing that many of them. All right, y'all, Mark T. Evans.
Y'all give it up for Brian Olson. I want to thank Brian. This is such a great experience for people like us. We get to come in here and it lets you know about what we do is when songs are being developed. And, you know, I've been part of the audience and I've been on stage. Now I'm a host. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've been in the audience and I've laughed so hard and I've cried. So, you know, be ready for all the emotions because it could happen. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And I met Will here the first time at Merle Fest. I think it was last year. Yep. You guys did the band competition on a Saturday. And they won and got to jam all day, or 45 minutes on Sunday, Hillside Stage.
Yep, that was a blast.
Man, I enjoyed your set. I sat there and watched the whole thing. It was great. Y'all are a really good band.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
You're very, very welcome.
Bucket list right there.
Was it a bucket list?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, we're going to do the same thing. Brian and I are going to do it this year. We're going to do the band competition and try to win the same spot.
Heck yeah, that'd be fun.
Right? So, Will, as like everybody else, I remember when I figured out what music was. It was very young. I was in church on Sundays with all the family, and piano cranking, and the 3-part harmonies, and that's when I knew I wanted to play music. Could you describe when that was for you?
It's pretty similar. At least being around music, it was from a young age. My mom and dad were in the choir at church.
That's Sue. She's family.
Stage dog.
Y'all give it up for Sue.
Quality control.
Yeah, Sue.
We just gotta,
Just leaves.
we just got a
She
thumbs
stole
up.
the show. Sorry, Will.
Just want to make sure everything was in order.
Oh man. But yeah, I guess my story is very similar. As in, like, the time I heard music, it was in church. My parents were in the choir and all that. And then my dad, his side of the family is a part of his grandpa's cousins were the Easter Brothers from up in Mount Airy. So we were in a big bluegrass family. And anytime I go to a family reunion, there would be music played.
Absolutely.
A lot of the time. And then on my mom's side of the family, we all lived around my mom and my grandma and cousins and all that. We called it the Roberts Commune because everybody lived around each other. But my parents, they lived in my great grandparents' old house, and it was kind of the central location for everybody. So we'd kind of get there, and they'd come up on the front porch, and they'd sing gospel tunes and all that in the summertime. So it It was from a very young age.
Very young age, yeah.
yeah.
So I remember being around my parents doing the same thing to the point to where, as a child, you're like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Dad, can we just go home now?
Yeah.
Falling asleep at their feet while they're still just jamming and
Oh,
not had enough of it yet, you
Yep.
know. So this first song that you're going to play for us, where does this song come from?
This is actually about kind of giving your all and not being too appreciated. I actually had a boss I worked for up in Wilkes County. I will not mention his name.
But watch out for him, Wilkes County.
That's right.
He working hard.
But yeah, he I don't know, just bad business practices, and you put a lot of work in and still wasn't appreciated. So I wrote a song called "My Good Enough Ain't Good Enough for You." It's about that.
Right on.
Well, my good enough, it ain't good enough for you. I give my all to that working day is through. These callous stands, they didn't happen overnight. They were earned, beaten, bruised. Still, my good enough, it ain't good enough for you. And tell me, where are you going in this race? 1,000 years, they won't even know your name. Still you hold to the notion, to you they'll bow, kneel, and pray. Well, tell me, where are you going in this race? You can build a house, but it won't always stand. One day it will crumble to little grains of sand. But my words, they'll go on and on as long as someone gives a damn. Well, you can build a house, but it won't always stand. Am I good enough? It ain't good enough for you. I give my all to that working day is through. These callous stands, they didn't happen overnight. They were earned, beaten, bruised. Still, my good enough, it ain't good enough for you. Well, my good enough, it ain't good enough for you. Yeah, my good enough, it ain't good enough for you. Thank you.
So when you wrote that song, was it like a combination of things that your boss did to you that made you write that song?
It was just one experience at work that week.
One day. It was that one day.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Did you quit your job?
Eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Have you played him this song?
I'm sure people have told him about it. I've played it enough times at
You
Wilkes
should
County.
get in touch with him one day and say, man, thank you.
Yeah.
I wrote a
Then he's
song.
going to come after me for royalties then.
Yeah, you know that does happen, right? Adele's ex-boyfriend tried that. Nathan C. Davis.
Howdy.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good.
Man, glad to have you here tonight. So getting to that question that we asked Will here, when you were young, how young do you think you were when you figured out what music was and that you wanted to be part of it?
It's a great question. I don't think it's a number I can pull out of my head as to how old I was, but I have a distinct memory of my dad was Special Forces Green Beret colonel and traveled a lot, business trips. And the time we got together was sometimes limited. He'd leave for 9 months, come back, and nothing in between. But when he was home, his way of watching us, me and my twin brother, he'd play old folk tunes and Cat Stevens, John Denver type stuff, and James Taylor type things. And I have a distinct memory of having my twin brother to my left and both of our feet on the face of the acoustic and that vibration.
Right. Yeah.
And I was probably 2, 3, something like that. And that vibration's still going, I guess.
I remember that moment with the guitar, and investigating it and doing all that. And
And he'd be playing, and our feet would be like right here, and like we'd be laying on the bed, and he'd just be playing to us. And there's pictures of me. I obviously don't remember doing it, but the guitar would be sitting up against in a stand, and I'd be just doing this, and like before I could even talk. And
right.
So like it started early, so that vibration that my dad just kind of put that music in us that way. So
right on. So this first song that you're gonna sing for us, what you gonna do for us? Title of it.
Well, that's kind of funny. That's a good segue to this song was written about the idea of going down memory lane. So when you live a little while, that trip and that road kind of has a few more things along the side, a little more scenery built around it, and a couple more turns, and a couple fiery auto crashes.
Right.
But the song's called 5, 10, 15, 20, and you'll know why in a minute. Off the top of an ocean box, 2 decades full of old snapshots. Tom Petty ticket seat narrow way. Love letters never saw the light of day. Yeah, it's crazy how my heart keeps chasing the part of me that's faded. Yesterday, count the years like 5, 10, 15, 20. Man, this boy grew up in a hurry, and the world has changed. Some things stay the same, like this first 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Starts with who I am today. Picture of me soaked in Gatorade, a newspaper clip from when we once stayed, a Boy Scout badge, my prom bow tie. Never returned, and now I know why. Yeah, it's crazy how my heart keeps chasing a part of me that's fading. Count the years like 5, 10, 15, 20. Man, this boy grew up in a hurry, and the world has changed. Some things stayed the same, like this first 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Made me who I am today. Someone who knows where I came from. Well, I ain't afraid of what's coming my way. In the next 5, 10, 15, 20, man, this boy ain't in no hurry. And yeah, the world may change. One thing I can say is that the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years starts with who I am today. Just sit off the top of an old shoebox, 2 decades full of snapshots. Thank you, guys.
So who inspired that song for you?
My dad, mostly.
Yeah, so when you say it was the Special Forces, did you ever want to be just like him and join the Special Forces and do all that cool stuff?
See, my uncles were all Green Beret guys, too. First time I went rappelling, I was 3.
Right.
Like, it was a very different upbringing. My twin brother, both of him and I went in the Army out of high school.
Right.
But I didn't want to do it as a career, but I didn't want to not have my own experience either.
Right.
But he, despite incredible odds, I mean, it is a 99.7% failure rate, toughest there is. And he got into it, and he's done it. Now he's the 3rd longest tenured SF guy ever.
And he plays music when he's home with you guys?
Yep.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
I wanted to, but I knew what it took, and like I had too much of a free spirit.
What's your father's name?
Well, I'm Nathan Chilton Davis III.
Awesome. Thank you, Nathan Davis. Sing. All right, to Nathan's left, we got Ranford Almond. So
How y'all
can
doing?
you give us a little history of when you decided that music was going to be part of your life?
Yeah, I think ever since I was born, there was always music playing around the house. You know, Jerry and the Dead, Towns, Prine, all that.
Right.
Constantly listened to that growing up. And I started taking fiddle lessons when I was probably 4 years old from an old gypsy jazz player named Rex Griffin back in Greensboro. And just played the fiddle for a few years and finally picked up the guitar when I was probably 8 or 9. And could sing with the guitar, which I really loved growing up. So I think that was a big difference for me as well. So from that point on, I really think I knew it was what I wanted to do.
Right on. So in your family, was it your father that was into music, or your mother, or your brothers?
Both of them. So I was the only child, and
Okay.
my mom was a Deadhead, so I always heard Jerry and the Dead around the house. And my dad loved bluegrass, folk, country music, so
Right.
I got all that side of my influence from him. And yeah, I was lucky to have parents that put an instrument in my hands at that young age, and I loved it from that point on.
Seems like a common theme that a lot of musicians have the influence of those before them in the family. Because, you know, I remember even on both sides of my family, my dad, his father was a bluegrass player. He traveled all around, was in he was in the Army, so he was all around, and that's how he met my grandmother and all that. But on my mom's side, you know, my grandfather and all those people, they were always loved singing 3-part harmonies, you know, the gospel, always gospel or bluegrass, a little bit of country here and there, but, you know.
Yeah.
So I remember those days, it was just like, man, I want to so do that.
Mm-hmm.
So this first tune that you're going to play for us,
Yeah,
what you got going on with this one?
Yeah, this is one I wrote up in my time up in Boone. Wrote it out on the back deck right there on that first day of fall, right when all the colors and the leaves are changing. Had a lot of other stuff changed in my life as well, so it's kind of about those two going together. This one's called Leaves. Well, I woke up this morning and all the leaves had changed. The prismatic cadence of autumn, it hushes this mountain range. Scarlet and golden, they wrestle the September green. Well, why don't we just let them crumble right under our feet? Oh, darling, our love is changing with the leaves. But my motivation just packed up and walked out the door. And I'm as restless as the crickets, and cold as the stone
tile floor. When I finally fade off, I swear that that front door creaks. Well, the coffee it smells and the newspaper flies from the street. Well, why don't we just let them crumble right under our feet? Oh, darling, our love is changing with the leaves. She's as gold as the hour, special as an old 44. Lies in the head of the last soldier fighting this here war. Morphine will help, but it's clearly too little, too late. The month of November's an all too familiar fate. Now the flock is flown south, the frigid air's frozen the creek. With all of our memories spiraling down from the tree. Well, why don't we just let them crumble right under our feet? Tell me, why don't we just let them crumble right under our feet? Yeah, why don't we just let them crumble right under our feet? Oh, darling, our love is changing with the leaves. Oh, darling, our love is changing with the leaves. Oh, darling, our love is changing with the leaves.
Thank you.
So you live in Boone, do you?
I did. I'm back in Greensboro now where I
Right.
grew up, but I
Right.
spent the last few years up there. in
Much
Boone.
prettier view in Boone than
Oh, yeah.
Greensboro, right?
Yeah, it was a tough place to leave. But
I bet. To Ranford's left, we got Randy Gilkey in the house tonight.
Good evening.
He come down from West Virginia to be here. So Randy, when you was a young kid, you were growing up, what was your influences that made you want to be, your first memories of wanting to be a musician?
Well, you remember the big stereos that were more like furniture than a stereo. We had one of those. Why don't they have stuff like that anymore? Anyway, we had
Space
one-
savers.
We had one of those, and my mom, when she would do her housework, she would put on a record album to keep me busy.
My mom will do the same thing.
So every day, you know, around lunchtime, I would listen to a record album. You know, it'd be all kinds of stuff: Beatles, K-Tel hits, more K-Tel hits. You know, but in listening to all that music, it was just fascinating to me. And then, of course, we listened to the radio when we take car trips and stuff. And soon it just stuck. But somebody gave my parents an old, one of the old upright pianos, you know, the vertical, big, tall things. And so I gave my parents one of those. And so I was fascinated with that, and I would go play it and mess with it all the time.
How young were you when you first put your hands on a piano?
3.
3?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And we had one of those, you know, the little organs they had that you could turn them on. They, you know, they weren't really electronic. They ran with air.
Yes.
So we had one of those too. And so I was fascinated. Between that, the stereo, and the piano, I was just fascinated with music and just sound in general. And it just kept going. I took piano lessons from 2 different teachers, and they would record the lessons on the tape, and I would just learn what was on the tape. And I got through 2 piano books like that. And then after the second teacher, I don't know if she lost interest in teaching or whatever, but I stopped taking lessons and I started learning on my own because I wanted to play, you know, boogie woogie rock and roll, and they wanted you to play like, you know, so
Oh, man, you were too wild for
it
her.
was a big difference, you know.
Well, you learned all you could from her, and she probably knew that and was like, well, you got to go on somewhere else.
I guess that's what it was, yeah.
So how young were you when you first played your first gig? Like, you started at 3 playing the piano.
I didn't start playing any gigs till I was probably 10 or 11.
Okay.
And
10 or
then
11.
I
That's why when you were way older.
started playing and making money when I was 12.
Well, let's get back to your first days, though, being in 3 and that young. I know, so Randy and I are cousins.
We grew up together.
We grew up together, so we have some of the same memories about Sundays, because we were always together. You know, we got like 36 cousins, and Randy and I would be the last 2 outside, because
We were always jamming guitars up in the room.
yeah. So, Randy, this first song that you're gonna play for us, where'd you get the inspiration from this thing?
I wrote this. This is one of my new songs. I've written 6 new songs this year. And I'm in a songwriter group back home where every 2 weeks we get a topic. And so the first topic was excuses.
Excuses.
And so I started thinking about excuses, and I started thinking about my own life. And most of these songs that I've written are more like therapy for me, you know. And so I wrote this song. And let me give y'all some advice, any of you young songwriters out there or anybody. Don't listen to your critics. Because you're going to have critics along the way, and they're going to, you know, some of them are going to be helpful, but some of them are going to just be in a bad mood. So don't listen to your critics too much, because I did an album several years ago, wrote some songs, and had some covers on it too. And I listened to one of my critics and didn't do another album for 15 years. So do not listen to them critics.
Well, most of the time when there's a critic involved, that means you've already done something right.
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
But I wrote this song, and it's good to be back into songwriting and recording and doing music again after this big, long, self-imposed thing, whatever it was. But I'm glad to be doing it again now. And this song, I wrote it on my own life's experience, I guess you could say. And he's going to play the drum box on it with me. And I want y'all to clap your hands with me. It breaks down in the middle, so don't stop the beat when it breaks down. Just keep the beat going. All right, we're going to do this thing now, y'all. I'm going to try not to mess it up. Okay. do good. Y'all doing good. Excuses kill your dreams. Tell you what I know. Instead of soaking with the blues, you should be playing rock and roll. Excuses kill your dreams. I tell you what I know. See them same sad excuses. You should be putting on a show. Excuses kill your dreams. Tell you that it's true. Don't let them dark clouds keep you from the things that you want to do. Excuses kill your dreams. I tell you that it's true. Don't let them missteps from your past block the light that's ahead of you. Oh, yeah. Excuses kill your dreams. Tell you that I'm right. Keep you work during the day. Can't get no rest at night. Excuses kill your dreams. I tell you that I'm right. Upset during the day. Can't get no rest at night. Oh, y'all keep that beat going now. Don't stop the beat. You know them old excuses are just the man below. He wants to steal your dreams. He wants to steal your soul. Leave that sadness and darkness. Leave it far behind. Have faith in the Lord and let your little light shine. Excuses kill your dreams. I tell you that's a fact. For the time keeps turning and you cannot get it back. For the time keeps slipping away and you can't get it back. No, you can't now. Excuses kill your dreams, y'all.
Hell yeah, Randy, that was good.
Thank you.
So last time you came down, you played the guitar. What made you want to bring the piano this time?
Well, I figured I might as well shake it up. I like playing and doing songs on both, but that song there, I wrote it on the keyboard, and so I wanted to play it for you all on the keyboard. And that's the challenge when I write songs, because I do a lot of acoustic gigs, is transposing it to acoustic from the keyboard if I've written it on the keyboard, or if I've written it on the guitar, transferring that back to the keyboard if I'm playing a keyboard gig, you know. And I don't know how, but somehow I always make it work. Thank God.
Well, you do good at it.
Thank you.
Right on. Will Easter. Yes, sir. So, writing music for you, your motivations, what's your process about writing songs? How do you go about doing that? They just come out of nowhere? Do you think about one thing for a long time and come to it? Or is it?
It's a little bit of both. I have times where I write songs in 5-10 minutes, and sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years. And a lot of it's autobiographical. A lot of the time, it's something I've experienced and gone through, and then kind of process it and write about it.
So you write about other people's experiences, or mostly about your experiences? Or
Mostly mine so far. I do want to challenge myself to write not about myself so much.
So someone pointed out to me recently, my girlfriend, she says, you write songs about other people's experiences always.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I do, don't I? So I've been challenged to write about myself,
Yeah.
which is what most people do, most
Right.
artists do. So,
Yeah.
so your next song you're going to play for us, how long ago did you write it? Is it a new song, older song?
This one was actually written a few years ago.
A few years ago.
But I actually haven't released it at all yet. So it's
Do you
gonna be one of
remember
those-
the process when you were writing the song? What you were going through?
I had just moved. I moved a lot throughout my 20s, just back and forth. It was all in northwestern North Carolina, but it was back and forth between being in Stokes County, where I'm originally from, and then to Wilkesboro to go to college, and then I would go back to Stokes County in the summer. And then I went to App State as well. But this particular song I wrote after I'd moved back to Stokes County to work for the summer, and I missed the mountains so much. And this is kind of the song that came from it. It's called Blue Ridge Windowsill.
Good deal. Did you make it out of college?
Yeah, after 6 years.
What's the name of the song again?
Blue Ridge Windowsill. I'm dreaming of the mountains, the clear air and blue skies, longing for friends and family, everything I left behind. Like the sunset on the parkway, her body close to mine, wondering what we could have ever been, and praying to God that I could have more time. I can't stop, you know it's right, I gotta give it to mountain home tonight. I lit that open roadway, does everybody carry my own load? I can't stop, you know it's right, I gotta give it to my mountain home tonight. I'll hit that open road, 'cause I know I've got to go. I miss the colors of autumn, the winter's bitter cold, the magnolia blooms in the springtime, the summer's great unknown. I see the city lights there in the distance, from the top of the brushy mountain hills, looking down from what feels like heaven, from a Blue Ridge windowsill. I can't stop, you know it's right. I gotta give it to my mountain home tonight. I leave that open road where it's heavy, but I carry my own load. I can't stop, you know it's right. I gotta give it to my mountain home tonight. I leave that open road, 'cause you know, I know I've got to go. Get back to my mountain home. It's the place that I belong. Get back to that mountain air, to that girl with green eyes and long brown hair. I've got to go. I've got to go. I've got to go. I've got to go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So when you say you had to go, where were you going to go?
Back home. Back home.
Had to get out of there.
More so to the Wilkes and Boone area. That's where I've called home for the past almost 10 years now.
That's a good place to be, man. I really would say. Nathan C. Davis,
Yes, sir.
when you write songs, how do you go about doing it? You get up in the morning, you have an idea, you write it down, you sing it, hum it.
Those are the fun ones. I'm kind of like Will, where it's a little bit of both. Where sometimes you have a hook line and a chorus that'll just kind of come to you because you're thinking about something, and the phrase just kind of pops
You ever
in your
go,
head.
stop, everybody just stop, hold on a second, I got to get my phone out and write this down.
I'll do like voice memos in the car and be like, wait, no, that wasn't it. So it again, and it's funny to listen to them again because you're like, okay, it took me 3 tries to get the melody I heard in my head. So the first one was, that sucked. That was not even it. But this one, I ended up getting one of them. So like, then there'd be that piece, and then you kind of build the rest of it around it. And
I will say smartphones really do help the songwriting process these days.
yeah.
Before it was like, I got to get a piece of paper and a pencil. Now it's just like, oh.
And sometimes you get a phrase, like a series of words that you really like, and then you'll say it, and you look at it and go, that's not what I said. So come on, and like, it'll correct it to like, no, these are the words I said. But yeah, sometimes it comes to you that way when you got something on your mind. But I have learned through going through. I don't know if anybody here has heard of the Swan and O Gathering. It's pretty sweet. Full week of being basically a kid, where you actually sit and you stay in dorms at Warren Wilson College for a week. You take classes, and it's total six different weeks, but each week is a different theme. And there's one week that's 2, and it's contemporary folk songwriting and guitar. And there's all these Grammy award-winning players and songwriters that you just sit in class with, and you take 4 classes every day of the week. So I learned a lot of cool other ways to write songs.
Right.
Where I can write to a title and like, all right, let me break this down and actually, what am I trying to say? And then, do writing prompts where you pour all this stuff out of your head and you're like, oh wow, where did all that come from?
Try to make sense of it all.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, that's all in there. I just didn't know how to get to it. And
So on this next song that you're about to play for us, do you remember actually writing the song and what you were going through? Or
I do actually. And this song's been on my mind a lot lately because I got a record that I finished the mixes on 2 days ago that I'm trying to get ready and put out this year, and this one's on it. So
what's the title of the song?
Nothing Like a Love Song.
Nothing Like a Love Song.
It was an interesting mix of those 2 things that I just described as far as process. a friend of mine and I got to talking one night in his studio at his place, and about the world that exists inside a love song. You know, like love songs from the 30s till now, there's like this world that lives in that song, you know.
Right.
And so we kind of were thinking about that, so we started kind of writing some ideas down, and then when that was happening, I was going through a lot of life change that year. So what ended up being in the song was genuinely felt stuff from experience. So it was a really great mix of those two processes.
Awesome.
So, but I don't know, it's a fun song in the sense that it was an interesting thing to write, but it's also cathartic to play it because I felt it. This will be the ballad of my set. Sometimes when I'm driving all alone, I get crazy. Turn the radio on and think maybe we come running back just like in a song. I turn it up, sing along so loud, maybe you'll hear me. For a while it starts to feel like you're near me, and the music takes us back where we belong. But I'm still waiting on the part where the boy gets the girl. If it wrongs me and right, all is well in the world. Music ends, but the hurt goes on and on and on. 'Cause we ain't nothing like a love song. Sometimes when my heart's about to break, it don't take much to imagine they're all singing about us. And I want them to believe, even though I can't find anything strong enough to keep us together. 'Cause baby, you and me, we don't sound like forever. And I blame it on that damn radio. But I'm still waiting on the part where the boy gets the girl. If it wrongs me around as well in the world. The music is, but the hurt goes on and on and on. 'Cause we ain't nothing like a love song. Nothing like a love song. I'm still waiting on the part where the boy gets the girl. If he wrongs me right, all is well in the world. The music is, but the hurt goes on and on and on. 'Cause we ain't nothing like a love song. you.
I just fell in love with you.
What's that?
I said, I just fell in love with you. Nathan C. Davis, that was awesome, man. That was
Appreciate that.
a great ballad. Ranford,
Thank you.
you gotta shake this feeling off of me, man. So when you write songs, Ranford, you always do it in the mountains looking at the leaves?
No, not anymore. I don't.
You're in
I
Greensboro.
wish I was some of the time.
Right.
But yeah, kind of like Will said, I don't think there's too much rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes the lyrics come first. Sometimes start off with a tune or a melody. Sometimes it'll pour right at you, and sometimes you can sit on it for a year or two. But I found it pretty helpful to just like free write, if you will,
Right.
lately, without the intention of writing a song. Just wake up in the morning. I like to like write my thoughts down.
Do you
what I'm
actually use a
feeling.
pen and paper?
Yeah, I almost always use a pen and paper, unless like you said, you're on the road.
Humming
I have
in
to
that
pull out the
phone?
voice memo. But yeah,
Hey Siri,
I like,
make a note now.
yeah, but pen and paper for me is usually when I come up with most of my tunes.
Right on. So this next tune that you were about to sing for us, do you remember writing this song and where you were at
Yeah,
mentally, not
yeah, it's a
necessarily physically?
pretty new tune. I wrote this about one of my really close friends, about our time growing up back in Greensboro, and yeah, this is called the Ballad of Odie Wilson. Well, I lived across the weeds from Odie Wilson, and growing up I call him my best friend. We spend the evening passing around the pigskin, the mornings throwing line down by the bend. As the years went on, I sensed the situation. A broken home was breaking all his dreams. His words were growing cold in connotation, and his anger was busting at the seams. He's held the 2 and 7 that they dealt him, since Texas couldn't hold them anymore. With restless hearts as broken as that rubber, and each of them with 1 foot out the door. With Odie came the second of their 3 now. Their passion but a loose and tattered thread. They somehow could ignore the growing hatred. They somehow made it right in both their heads. But a middle child's a screeching second fiddle. The favoritism beat him like a drum, while his brothers were adorned in admiration. He always got the bottom of the jug. But how can you learn to love if no one loves you? Well, all the while pretending you don't care. And how could you ever trust the man above you if you never lived a single day that's fair? But the trees way up atop the mountain don't grow tall like the ones way down below, 'cause they don't need to reach as high.
stretching branches to the sky to bring on down the light they need to grow. To bring on down the light they need to grow. Well, his mother kicked him out when he was 16. She caught us getting high out in my shed. He succumbed to all that soaring expectation. And now he had a hammock for a bed. So he took to saving ones and working doubles, shaving his two hands down to the bone. He got him used to trekking through his troubles and spending frozen winter nights alone. Well, he finally had the urge to up and travel to a tourist-flooded city by the tide, where the man he wants to be could finally surface. His old self finally found a place to hide. Well, one day he'll roll back to Old Brown Summit and passing by the house in which he grew, to gaze upon a young and blooming family, living out the life he never knew. Oh, but looking back, he isn't one bit sour. He grown into an independent man. He never had the will to beg for nothing. He never had the means to bite the hand. How can you learn to love if no one loves you? Well, all the while pretending you don't care. And how could you ever trust the man above you if you never lived a single day that's fair? But the trees way up atop the mountain don't grow tall like the ones way down below, 'cause they don't need to reach as high, stretching branches to the sky to bring on down the light they need to grow. To bring on down the light they need to grow. Thank you.
Well, that's some fancy finger picking you got over there, Ranford. I didn't even want to touch my guitar when you started doing that stuff.
Oh, thank you.
So I got a question for you.
Yeah.
When y'all were out in that shed getting high,
Yeah.
were y'all listening to the Grateful Dead?
Yeah, a good bit. Think you have to.
I knew it! I just knew it.
Mainly just listen to the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, right. Not doing any of that other stuff. Humming and guitars. Randy Gilkey.
Ah. Hey,
Hey.
talk to him for a minute while I pull up my piano sound.
What you doing?
Just
Piano
word
sound.
from our sponsors.
Yes, a word from our sponsors. So we do have some sponsors somewhere. I think somebody took that list. Red Buffalo. Brian took it. But there is an after party tonight at the Red Buffalo. Old North State with Bart Latimer. Those guys are going to be jamming. And man, I'm telling you what, they have a great sound. It is dirty, nasty, soulful, groove, heavy bass, great guitar licks.
Oh, and he's a great singer, too.
Yes, he is. Bart is a great singer. He can make you cry. He can make you laugh. He's a character, too, I tell you. We just shot a video with those guys, with Eastern AF, and their whole crew was fun to work with. It was out in the middle of this junkyard and no real plan, and it worked out great. Randy, you talked about being part of the songwriting group, but before that, you've always kind of just took to writing songs as they come to you, right?
As they come to me, I like to get in a room by myself and with my recording stuff usually. So if I do come up with something, I can write it, record it.
You have a reference to what you just did?
Know what I did.
Right.
But when I got in this group, it's kind of kicked that into overdrive, And this song I'm getting ready to play is based on one of those group topics. And the topic was spread thin.
Spread thin.
And so when I was writing the song, I almost forgot to put the topic into the song.
But do you have to necessarily put the topic in the song?
You do.
You do?
And you have to have it turned in at 12 o'clock midnight on Tuesday night, or you get kicked out. No questions asked.
Even if you're spread thin?
Even if you're spread thin, whatever. And, I'll be honest. As far as songwriting goes, I'm a young songwriter. I'm still trying to figure out how this stuff goes. So, like when the last gentleman, I can't remember your first name, Ranford played, I forgot every song I've ever wrote because he's just, man, his guitar playing is just incredible.
Right.
So I forgot every word to every song I ever wrote while he was playing.
Good job, Ranford.
So they need to call you Song Eraser. But I'll tell you, I don't know what I'm doing. A lot of these songs I write are just life's experience, And that's what I know how to write about. I tried to write one that was not as much about life's experience, but it still pretty much was. So, but what was your question again? I'm sorry.
Well, it was all about the process of writing and what you do when you do write and how you write. And
just usually try to record it, or, if I don't record it, I try to at least write a phrase down.
Right.
Where I can see it again.
And just like every one of us, you get this little hook in your brain and you hold on to it for a couple weeks until something falls into place and you're like, yes, yes, this is it. And then your friends go, man, it's all right. Or your brother, or your sister, that one part was all right.
Don't pay no attention to that.
Your critics, you're not supposed to listen to those guys?
No, don't listen to that stuff.
All right.
One song that you don't really think much of yourself is the one everyone likes.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Like, I don't really like that song. It's like their favorite. Spread thin, Randy?
This song's called Get Up and Try Again. And play your drum hickey on it again.
All right.
Okay. And it's a slow song. This is my slow song for the evening. And it's a blues number. So here we go. And we're going to play the piano on it. Your heart gets tired and your mind's worn thin. Don't give up get up and try it again. When your brain starts to sizzle and your head starts to spin, don't give up, get up and try it again. While your friends talk about you and your family do too, don't let them steal your joy. Just keep on being you. Keep doing the things that you love to do, 'cause your friends talk about you and your family do too. When your heart gets tired and your soul's worn thin, don't give up, get up and try it again. When your brain starts to sizzle and your head starts to spin, don't give up, get up and try it again. Don't worry about the ones that hurt you years ago. You've already passed them by, now just put on your show. You can't do nothing about it, you just got to let it go. Don't worry about them ones from years ago. And when your heart gets tired and your mind's worn thin, don't give up, get up and try it again. When your brain starts to sizzle and your head starts to spin, don't give up, get up and try it again. Listen to me. Be careful of the ones that stay too hard on your trail. They're the ones that wants to see you fail. Have faith in the Lord and pray every day. He's going to show you a better way. And when your heart gets tired and your mind spread thin, don't give up, get up and try it again. When your brain starts to sizzle and your head starts to spin, don't give up, get up and try it again. Well, when your soul gets tired and your mind's worn thin, don't give up, get up and try it again. When your head is empty and your brain starts to spin, don't give up, get up and try it again. Don't give up. Get up and try it again. Oh, when your soul gets tired, don't give up, get up and try it again.
Randy, that just wasn't a song that I could just get on a box and play. That was. Why'd you do that to me? That you didn't need me for that. Holy shit!
Oh, well, okay.
That was a great song.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a song for the critics right there, right?
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So next time I get criticized, I'm going to say, man, I got a song for y'all. So that was 2 rounds right there. Are we going to do a intermission stretch break? Nope, we're riding through.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
I was hoping we was doing an intermission because that Dr. Pepper I had really got to my deal there.
Do you need to go to the restroom,
No, it's
Randy?
all right. I'm all right.
All right. Will Easter.
What's up, man?
So over the years, I've played a lot of different guitars. And here recently, I've had one custom built that I feel like is the guitar. But before that guitar, there was another guitar that I wrote a lot of songs on, right?
Yeah.
And every time I touched this guitar, it was like, this is it.
Yeah.
The guitar you got right now, is that the guitar? Is that the one?
This is actually a newer one for me that I've started playing. This is more my road guitar.
So, and there's that. You got your road guitars, and you got your guitars that you will not take out of the house.
Yeah. Well, they used to be taken out of the house all the time, and I just kind of risked it. But I found this one for a pretty good deal. And
What you got right there?
Blue Ridge. It's called the Poor Man's Martin, but it sounds really good.
It does sound really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually got this one for a steal off of a friend, $400.
Really?
Yeah.
It sounds great.
Yeah.
So before this guitar, what did you like to play with?
So I inherited 2 guitars from my dad, and they were both his dad's.
Oh wow.
And my dad he just doesn't play that much, and I started playing them at shows. And when I moved, I took them. He was like, "I guess they're yours now." But one is a '76 Martin D28, and the other is a '78 Martin D28S, which is the slot top. It's kind of cool. It has a little bit of a brighter sound because of the angle of the strings going down to the slot top head. But the '76 Martin D28 is the one that I've done most of my writing on.
Right on.
At one point, it kind of felt like more of an extension of me, because I just had it all the time and was always trying to use it, especially when I was there. One point in my life when I had moved away from home and was writing a lot at that point. I had to quit school as well, so I had a lot of time on my hands. But yeah, definitely the '76 Martin.
So in your new ride here, what do you like most about your new ride?
I think it just has like a really good tone.
Which
that's
is,
really what
that's what we're all suckers for, the tone.
Yeah.
And then obviously the feel of the guitars.
Oh yeah.
As
And
well.
it has the same feel of a Martin, almost the same headstock as well.
Yeah, it's very, very much a Martin looks like.
Yeah.
So this next song, what you got for us?
This one's called "On My Way." I wrote this one. It was, that year that we all just kind of hung out and sat around.
With the song where you had to go, and now you're on your way.
That's right. Exactly.
You're always traveling, Will.
I am.
I'm starting to connect the dots here.
I do write a lot of songs about driving because I drive quite a bit. I actually have a song called 421 as well about driving.
What's the title of this one?
On My Way.
On My Way. Oh, there's Sue.
What are you doing, bro?
She's so pretty. She's like, hey, guys.
I love how she makes her round and just leaves after that.
She is on patrol.
She's still here.
Y'all are good? Good.
All right. I'm spinning through these trees and hills around me. Grab my steering wheel as I get down that road. I wonder where it is I'm even going. And I wonder if anybody knows. Yeah, I wonder if anybody knows. My thoughts they race 100 miles an hour. made to bear a heavy load. I wonder what's the best something to do right here. And I wonder if anybody knows. Yeah, I wonder if anybody knows. Well, I'm on my way. Well, I'm on my way. And I'm on my way, oh Lord. I'm on my way. My fear is like those traffic lights in front of me. My mind is the compass of my soul. I'm just spinning around with no sense of direction. And I wonder where it is I'll go. Yeah, I wonder where it is I go. Well, I'm on my way. Well, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm on my way, oh Lord. I'm on my way.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nice song, Will. I like that a lot, man.
Thank you.
On my way. I'm gonna have to write me a song, something like "Coming to Will." I'm gonna go to Will. Going to go see Will. Nathan, you got your Martin over there.
Yes, sir.
I like that little. What kind of body style is that? A double O?
It's a double ODB.
Double ODB.
Body. So most double O's are kind of parlor guitars. And
Yep.
They got like a small sound to
Yep.
them. And
Got one over here.
yeah, they. This is a guitar that was designed by Jeff Tweedy from Wilco. And,
Wow.
They. It was a blessing and a curse. About 6-7 years ago, very successful guy I know out in L.A. Martin gave him one of these. I think they expected it back, but he got away with not giving it back. And
Here, try this out.
Yeah, and I got to play it at a festival that we were both doing, and it was kind of bittersweet because I was like, damn, I like that guitar. It's really cool. Where do you get one? Because they only made so many of them, and they're also not cheap. And I fell in love with it, but it wasn't my guitar. So for the next couple of years, I tried a couple other double O's that just weren't the same, and so I just sort of saving my pennies and finally got a hold of it. And
How long have you had this thing?
almost 8 years now.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, so it's definitely become an extension of me. Got a couple other Martins, but I love playing them, and I miss them. I'll pick them up and be like, hey, this thing plays great. I love this. This sounds good. And he's like, but I don't leave with anything but this one.
Right. You always go back to that.
Yep.
Always
This is the one
going
that leaves
back.
the house.
Do you name your guitars?
I don't actually.
No.
Never have.
Some people do. Some people don't.
Yeah.
I don't think I named all my guitars.
Yeah.
I do have one over here that I named Roseanne.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My first favorite guitar though was a '72 Yamaha Classical, really warm sound to it.
Right.
I used to finger pick that thing all the time. You just lose yourself in a room like that. Just that warm tone. So
Well, you should name your guitar.
I'll think about it.
You should. So, like Willie Nelson's got Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody else that's got a guitar that they named it, but I know Willie Nelson's got one that he named Trigger. Jerry? Tiger? Lucille, right? Right?
Oh, yeah,
B.B.
yeah.
King's Lucille. Yeah. I named mine Roseanne because my oldest daughter, her middle name's Rose, and my youngest daughter's Ann, so I just slammed them together.
That
and
makes sense.
made a Roseanne out of it. But now I got to make another one so that when they can fight over two different guitars versus just the one. I don't know what I'll name the next one.
I was gonna say, what are you gonna do with the name on that?
Right.
You can't split that name.
Have to figure that one out. What song you gonna play for us next, Nathan?
That's a good question. I was sitting here thinking.
You did a love song last time.
Yeah. It's always interesting when it's like, yeah, play 4, and you're like, well, I'm not a parent, but I imagine it's like a parent being told to ask the question, what's your favorite child? You can only take one with you. It was like taking 4 of all your catalog. It's like, well, what 4 do I share with you? It's
Right.
like I want to play 7 or 10. It's hard to make the list small. So as we were talking about the writing process, I was like, well, I got one that I haven't played for anybody. But it's kind of a trust fall because you're like, well, I got a tired brain. I played 4 shows already this week. And, see if
Awesome.
I remember the lyrics.
That's always a challenge for me.
Yeah. So,
Oh gosh, I'm terrible at lyrics, even my own.
Yeah, that's the most funny thing is when you forget your own. You spend all that time on a line with the right words. It's like you've got so much time in that line, and then you forget it. in the middle of the song.
You're right. I see shiny things too, and I'm like, ooh, what is that? Oh, I'm playing the song. Keep going.
So this was an interesting exercise that was kind of has a similar story as that last one, where I started out with an idea, and then it filled in with a bunch of stuff that was real. So I was actually writing to a target. I was trying to approach a metaphor a different way, and it ended up filling up with a bunch of stuff that was just from life. So this is called Island.
What?
Island.
Island.
You're an island. I already forgot the words. Look at that.
That's all right. That's all right. You can pick a whole nother song if you want to, or you can come back to that.
I know, right?
Cut. We're gonna delete this from the tape. You won't even see it on the internet. No one will ever know.
You're an island. Come and go, you know they can't hurt you. You like the riptides and desert you, but they can't hurt you, 'cause you're an island. Worries and the winds that you seem to pass through, heartbreaks and the hard rains roll right off you, but they can't move you. I got so used to believing that was freedom. I never knew so much I was leaving between the shorelines for your lies. I never realized that I was just surviving, just surviving. 'Cause when you're an island, paradise you found becomes your prison. Can't escape the loneliness you're living. yours, believing that was freedom. Never knew so much I was leaving between the shorelines before your eyes. I never realized that I was just surviving, just surviving. Some it's a lighthouse, some it's a northern star. For me it was waking up and knowing home was in your arms. Should have known all along. 'Cause when you're an island, the seawalls that you build are sure to crumble. She calls out, you know that she's coming. Yeah, and you love her. Yeah, and you love her.
Got it on the second one.
Well, I know that you said that this is putting it together and this and that with your process, but the love of the island, that's somebody in your life.
Yeah.
She puts up with a lot of shit, doesn't she?
Well, she
You're a
did.
musician, she has to. So
Yeah.
what I do know, man, being a musician, if y'all have people that love you and stay with you, you got the one. Because that is a hard job, ain't it, babe?
Well, you can learn some lessons about yourself too. Like, when you think you create a world where you feel you're in control of things, and really you're kind of cutting things off too. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where that song, that vibe came from. Just that the essence of, oh, I'm protected, I'm in control, I got this. Like, I'm not gonna
I do that.
share too much.
I
you
do
know,
that.
like, and it's like, oh wait, where is everybody?
Right.
You know.
I've been dating my girl for like 13 years. She still says I'm a mystery. She goes, oh my God, you tell me nothing. I don't. I really try to not spill my guts out with all the stories of the past, because it's the past and the future is yet to be known. So
Yeah.
right, that's what writing's about for me. Is like I observe a lot of things and I don't put my life in the songs, but I'm about to change that.
Yeah, well, I foreshadowed missing lyrics, so.
Right, I do that too.
And I did it.
Ranford, you got a Martin guitar over there too. See, Cutaway.
Yeah, it's Cutaway, the DC-16 Cutaway. I've had this since I was probably 10 or 11 years old.
Been shredding on that thing ever since, I'm sure.
Yeah, seen some years. And,
So you go back and forth from the fiddle to the guitar? Do you play other things as well?
I don't play the fiddle as much as I should, like I used to, but I do go back and forth between acoustic and electric a lot. I play on this one. I was just gifted a custom from my friend Mike Hudkins down in Florida, so Purple Heart Dreadnought. I've been loving that one lately, so switch back and forth between those two, and then I play old Gibson electric, old 73 Gibson, the old Santana L6. So
Sweet.
yeah.
So this is the one. This is your go-to all the time here.
Yep, most of the time.
The extension of Ranford.
I've been using that the Purple Heart Dreadnought a lot too lately, so I'm kind of going back and forth between those two.
Right, breaking it in.
Yeah, but for up until this year, this has really been the only one I played on.
Right on.
So yeah.
This next song, what you gonna give us?
This is another newer tune of mine. It's kind of about looking back on something you might have done or might have said and thought you should have handled it differently, but it's never that simple in the moment.
Regrets, almost.
Yep. Yeah,
Should people have regrets or not have regrets?
definitely have regrets.
So I
It's
feel
about-
that people should have regrets.
yeah,
If you don't have regrets, you probably had no concern for anyone else.
right. It's about how you get past them.
Right.
That's kind of what this tune's about. So
I got you.
this one's called Greener Side.
How old are you, Ranford?
23.
Your wise 23-year-old.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
will talk to you later about my problems.
It takes some regrets, too.
We went for a ride to a talking station. I waited outside while you were inside, turning yourself in. You said you could not break through an awful situation. You had a real hard time getting over those things you did. It feels so complicated looking straight ahead. It's all so simple if you look behind. So try not dwelling on the things you could have said. I do the same. We can graze the greener side. You said the things you can't control always control you. But when you finally have the chance, you can decide. And when the expectations of your folks began to mold you, you left your love for a shotgun seat on a one-way ride. It feels so complicated looking straight ahead. It's all so simple if you look behind. So try not dwelling on the things you could have said. I'll do the same. We can graze the greener side. And afterwards, it seems that the words just last forever. They don't go nowhere, they just linger in the back of your mind. You know the words, they come so slow, so much better. But when the room gets hot, the words are hard to find. It feels so complicated looking straight ahead. It's all so simple if you look behind. So try not dwelling on the things you could have said. I'll do the same. We can graze the greener side. I'll do the same. We can graze the greener side.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Ranford, you're an artist, you're a musician. Like most of us, we can get hot-headed. Was there a time when you got hot-headed? You said some stuff to somebody that you didn't mean?
No.
You're not that person.
Not in the I mean, probably at some point. Not any specific one I could pull out right now, but not necessarily about saying something like that. But just the way maybe you handle some situations, or looking back, you always think about that one thing you could have said differently, or you know. I wish.
Randy,
What up?
I know of a guitar that you've loved for a long time. That
Yeah, and I broke it.
yeah,
I don't know how I broke it. I don't think I broke it.
you played it to death.
I've got a Gibson J50, and I was playing over at the Mad Hatter in Beckley, and so we were setting our stuff up, and I opened my guitar case, and it's broke. And it's the famous Gibson break where they break up at the top, where the headstock joins the, you know the one, y'all guitar players know it. And so the guy, he's still fixing it. It's Dan Erlewine who's fixing it. And he's had it a while, and his assistant, Blake Burkholder, is actually who's doing the actual work, but Dan's his, you know, upstairs man or whatever. He's his upper. And so Dan's helping him fix it. And it's been about a year since it's been gone, so I'm starting to get worried. It's been a long time, man.
So let me ask you this, Randy. So you play piano and guitar. So when you're writing, do you stick with the guitar if you started that song with the guitar, or do you move back and forth?
If I'm writing it and I've already started it, I'll finish it on whatever I started it on. Okay? And so this next song that I'm fixing to play, I started writing it on, or wrote it on the guitar. So playing it on the piano, it's always been a little bit different playing it, but I guess it works out all right. Yeah, that Gibson J50, man, I don't know. I got it out of the case, and it was like that. Oh, I cried. And then I had to go home because I didn't have anything else to play.
Oh, no, you had to go home for the whole gig?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's terrible.
But my wife got me an Epiphone Gibson copy that I play a lot, too. That's what I played when I was down here last time, actually. And it's a very nice guitar also.
It's going to be a road guitar.
I would say, yeah.
What's the song you're going to play for us?
This song is one of mine that I'm starting to think it's becoming obsolete. I wrote this song before I met my wife in 2016, and the song's called I Want to Be Happy. And so all the things that I wrote about in the song have changed since I met my wife, and so the song's kind of...
Well, you say that, but it might not be obsolete for all the rest of the world.
I mean, obsolete in my world, I guess.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You survived.
Yeah, I survived it. But will you play the drum thing on it with me?
I don't know. Am I going to this time? What's the crazy song you have?
I think you can do it on this one. All right, but this is one of them songs. I wrote this song like real late at night. It woke me up, the song did, and I had some stuff to record with near me. So I was like, man, I better record this before I forget it. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning. So it goes like this. I want to be happy like I used to be. No worries on my mind, lighthearted and free. I want to be happy, Lord, sing my song. The whole world might like it, want to sing along. All around the world, sing a happy song. I want to play music music the way I used to do. Not singing for my job, just singing the blues. I want to play music, Lord, have a good time. Get out my guitar, maybe write a good rhyme. Jam with my friends, leave the world behind. I wanna be happy, like I used to be. No worries on my mind, lighthearted and free. I wanna be happy, Lord, sing my song. If you can see my smile, you might sing along. All around the world, sing a happy song. Sometimes I wonder where my happiness goes. I'll tell you the reason I wrote that. At the time, I was feeling discouraged with myself because I wasn't jamming enough at the house. I wasn't jamming with anybody. I was just sort of solemn, and I was going through something. But anyway, it passed by, and so that song sort of became obsolete. I started jamming, started writing, started playing, and I'm in 5 or 6 bands now, all kinds of junk I'm doing. So, and, so that song kind of, in my life, it's obsolete, but I'm still going to record it. Well,
That is pretty sweet.
Right?
Yeah.
One of your heroes, and somebody tells you to sound like that. Another one was when somebody said that one of the tunes I wrote reminded me of John Prine.
Ooh, that's a big one right there.
Like, holy crap.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I took that as I was doing the right thing, and those compliments really helped.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To the next point.
Yeah.
So in your career and playing music and putting yourself out there and exposing your soul, what was some of the best compliments you've gotten or best moments?
I think the one that really comes to mind right away is last year after we played Hillside at Merle Fest. We were back in the artist getaway, and my drummer and I were sitting there eating, and Jim Lauderdale comes up to us and says, "Hey, really good set, guys." And I was just like, "What?" And Jim, we talk a little bit, and he walks away, and my drummer and I are like, "Did he just tell us that?" Like, what? So that was kind of cool, but I just having it just people to listen to your music is kind of like just a big highlight in general, you know, especially if it's something that's, you know, really true and you feel it in your heart and your life. Just having people be attentive and listen to it is one of the coolest things. Yeah.
This is going to be your last song for the evening.
Okay.
What do you want us to hear and take from this?
I'm trying to decide between two songs right now. One is called "Dancing with Ambition," and that one's, you know, about you know, we're all kind of the same. We do stuff in different ways, but you know, we're all you know, I would hope we're all trying to do something good in the world and all that. Oh yeah. It's either that or Carolina Home, which is about being proudful about being from North Carolina. But I think I'm going to do Dancing with Ambition instead. Well, I've been waiting on a day of difference to get up and walk my way. And there's this man I'm supposed to be. One day I hope to meet him face to face. Sometimes I drink too much, I stay out too late. Always got something on my plate. And folks like me, we find a way to complain when everything good is coming our way. Oh, this life I wish I could flag down, float along like the summer breeze. You and I, well, we aren't much different now. We've got hope in our eyes and ambition dancing in our feet. Dancing in our feet, dancing in our feet, dancing in our feet. Well, ain't it funny how everything works out? We spend our days running off all this fear and this doubt. We wake up one morning, everything has changed. Say goodbye to the kids we will never be the same. No, we will never be the same. We will never be the same. No, we will never be the same. And I am tired of this childhood living. So I'm gonna live out the rest of my days. And I can't tell you how many I've been given. So I'm gonna get out there and make my own way. I'm making my own way. I'm making my own way. I'm making my own way. Oh, this life, I wish I could flag down and float along like the summer breeze. You and I, well, we aren't much different now. We've got hope in our eyes and ambition dancing in our feet. Dancing in our feet, dancing in our feet, dancing in our feet. Thank you. Thank y'all.
Will making your own way there. That's I can remember being young and that was the thing. My mom was like, you do whatever you want as long as you graduate high school, right?
Yeah.
The day I graduated, I had my car packed, and I'm telling you, it's packed with everything I had: a guitar, an amp, and a bag. I said, I'm out. I'm gonna make my way, man.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Play music and never turn back.
Oh, yeah.
I was long hair then. That was many moons ago. So that was Will Easter, y'all. Y'all give it up for him, please.
Thank y'all.
Beautiful song, bro.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Nathan C. Davis. So, what was your moment that was like, yes, when somebody gave you the most awesome compliment, being out on the road, exposing yourself to the world? That moment, do you have one?
Yeah, I got a couple things came to mind. I was playing out at the Outer Banks with this festival of people that were way better than me, and somebody I really admire was playing a set, and we had been playing the night before on the deck informally, and I wasn't on the bill of this thing, and he actually gave me, he called me up at the last end of his set and said, you played a couple of songs last night that I want you to play for everyone here because I've had yeah, he said I want people to hear these songs because I've had them in my head all day. So I was like, okay, I'm wearing board shorts, but this is okay. Let's do this. But yeah, I was not prepared for this, but it was like I was nervous as all hell. I was like, God, I hope I don't screw it up because it was just there's all these. Yeah, no, they were songs I knew well, but it was just like it was such an honor. It was like one that you had my song in your head for one, but two, you gave me time from your set. I was like, this is fantastic.
Are you going to sing one of those songs for me?
Well, actually, one of them was I was going to do the same thing Will did here, and was say I'm torn between two songs. One that I wrote during COVID and has a really cool chorus. At least I think so. And then between Randy and your songs, the idea of doing something ending on an uplifting note too is kind of that too. So sounds like everybody's resonated on the uplifting. So yeah. All right.
Justin Clyde Williams, he oftentimes will ask the crowd what they want.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's why we're here. So this song, I really didn't actually write it for other people. 2019 had a ton of life change for me in more ways than was probably fair. So I was sitting on the beach in Isle of Palms near Charleston, and I go down there a lot because it reminds me of home in San Diego. And I finished this song there, and it's kind of a pep talk to myself. And it became one of those songs that when friends and family kind of heard it here and there, playing it, and they'd come to a show and they'd be like, hey, yeah, show's over. Great song, great set, but you didn't play that one song. And I was like, well, I don't know where to put that in a set. That's kind of my song, like it's for me. And the more I heard that, the more it was like, yeah, I guess other people couldn't relate to it. So this is called More Than Enough. Morning when you wake up, just like the day before, raise your head up from your pillow, and your 2 feet hit the floor. You have everything you need, like the air you breathe so sweet. Every moment is a gift, it's up to you to receive. Have a little faith, a little grace. Rise upon the shore. If
you can get caught up in the waves, but you stand tall when times get rough. Most of all, may you remember you were more than enough. Most of all, may you remember you were more than enough. There's a burning fire inside you. May it all be used for love. Just remember, you're the match. There's no need to measure up. So wear those scars upon your sleeve for everyone to see. There's a beauty in the broken parts that make up you and me. A little faith, a little grace. Your eyes upon the shore. If you can get caught up in the waves, may you stand tall when times get rough. Most of all, may you remember you're more than enough. Most of all, may you remember you're more than enough. Sometimes life is like a test. Just give it all your best. 'Cause what you give is what you get. So have a little faith, a little grace. Your eyes upon the shore. If you can get caught up in the waves, will you stand tall? Times get rough. Most of all, may you remember you were more than enough. Most of all, may you remember you were more than enough.
Nathan C. Davis, More Than Enough.
Thanks,
That's
guys.
beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Very beautiful. That's another thing that, more than enough. Everybody needs to hear that. Everybody needs to hear that they're more than enough.
Yeah, there's just prevailing idea in the world that perfection is a thing. It's an illusion. None of us are perfect.
Right. There's a lot of people, and the way the world is right now is everybody's mad and nothing's ever enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But everybody-
an ability to be content.
Right,
yeah.
man, we're good.
Yeah, we
We're
are.
good. Y'all are good. Y'all are more than enough. Nathan C. Davis, thank you.
Thank you.
Ranford Almond. So, as young as you are, I'm sure you've had some people compliment you while you're out on the road with all your years of traveling.
For me, biggest compliment I like to hear towards music is if your songs help somebody through something. That always means the most to me.
Right.
Whether it's like break up with somebody or family member passing away or something along those lines. If your music can help
Right.
somebody through something that's got them down, that usually means the most to me.
Right.
Definitely.
I'm sure you've had some people come to you and tell you that they've connected with your songs.
It means the world when people do. It does.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's currency right there.
Yeah. And that's
Well,
kind of,
the one thing I've heard tonight with all these songs is real life. I've heard life in all those songs and real stories and, heartfelt stuff. Y'all write really good music.
It's a fun thing to sit up here and be a fan and also put music out too at the same
Right.
time. It's such a cool dynamic because it's like I feel like I got to know you guys better, all three, and all four of you, really, just from perspectives from your songs. It's cool. Such a cool thing.
Ranford, what you got for us on your next song here?
so I'll close out with this one. It's about someone that you care a good deal about, kind of not being their top priority, or almost being strung along, as some might say. But this is a song, what I just talked about. Some people have said this has helped them through situations a few times, and it always means a lot to me. So this one's called Back Burner.
Back burner.
Yes,
sir.
When the sun burns out tonight, will you hurry back, that old second choice? If the moon is just as bright, whose name do you call out in that tired, raspy voice? From 100 miles away, I knew I'd hear you say, some days you could never find the time. Sometimes you see the days ahead, sometimes they just creep up from behind. Well, some days it seems the back burner is the only place for me. Well, some days it seems the back burner is the only place for me. When I split town last week, I figured we would speak, but now we don't. Was right there by your side, what you needed I provide, but now I won't. From these mountains in the west, I can tell you are a mess. Now you got me feeling just the same. Sometimes you're like a diamond shining at me through a busted picture frame. And some days it seems the back burner is the only place for me. And some days it seems the back burner is the only place for me. When the streets began to flood, and we're deep down in that mud, won't you remember? The things we made ourselves with help from no one else, we forget. From this frigid cold up north, I can see just what you're worth to a man who tends to sit and think like me. Oh, but lately I can't tell if we're the way we said we'd never be. But some days it seems the back burner is the only place for me. And some days it seems the back burner is the only place for me. Yes, some days it seems the back burner is the only place for me.
Ranford Almond,
Thank
that
you.
was awesome.
Thank you.
I'm going to give you a compliment.
Sorry to kill the uplifting vibes in here, everyone.
No, it's great, man. But your finger picking reminds me a lot of James Taylor.
Oh, thank
So I'm going to give you that compliment, man. You're an awesome guitar player, bro.
Thank you, brother.
For
appreciate
23
that.
years old, you do real good.
Thank you, man.
Yes,
you
sir.
too. Appreciate you.
Randy Gilkey.
Yes, yes.
So you've been playing music for a long time. Is there a moment in your mind that you can think about when you were out there and somebody came up to you and gave you your best compliment, or
I've
made you
backed
feel
up
really
other
good?
people on Mountain Stage, and I backed up the girl that does that song, Damn, I Wish I Was Your Lover. I played organ with their group. I can't think of that woman's name, but she's Sophie B. Hawkins, yes. And her music director really loved my playing, and so he was real enthused with it. That was one of the times. And I got to play with Chuck Berry one time back in the 90s.
Woo!
That was a complete train wreck. But it's still something we can write about in the book, you know.
Oh, let's explain the train wreck, because we got to know now.
Okay. So they set the thing up. The trumpet player that worked at the studio where I was doing session work, he asked us if we wanted to play with Chuck Berry, and I was like, yeah, sure, you know. And I was young and you know, full of it. And so I was the only one that was really enthused about it. The rest of them weren't that enthused. So we went and did it, and Chuck didn't sound check with us or nothing. He just set his amps over there. Only thing he said is move the piano over there and move my amps over there. He didn't sound check with it. He didn't run that through the other songs. So we were playing with him, and he would be doing one song, and then he'd get tired of that one. He'd stop it. Just, I mean, like somebody putting the brakes on real hard, going 65 down the highway, and switching to another song. And so some of that night was pretty interesting. And Chuck, he didn't understand that I couldn't see, so he kept on signaling, waving at me to play piano leads and stuff. And I couldn't see him. So he was like, man, y'all turn that piano player off in my monitors. He sucks.
Oh, no.
And so they was like, well, he can't see you waving for his, you know, to play. And so he came over and sat down beside me at the grand piano. It was a big Yamaha grand piano, you know. And he came and sat down beside me and made up a blues song about our piano player, Sweet and Kind. I didn't know he was blind. And so that was an interesting night in my music career. But I'm going to tell you, the best compliments you can get are from little kids. Because little kids don't know the world yet. And they don't know, and they don't lie. That's right. They don't lie. Little kids will tell you. And so if a little kid compliments you or sticks around and listens to your whole show, that means you got something going on, I think.
That's
And the song I'm going to finish with, I wrote it for my dad. we lost my dad last July 23rd. And he used to like to look at his car books and stuff and see, he liked to look at old pictures of old cars. And this song's called Beat Up Old Cars.
For Lloyd.
And it's for my dad, Lloyd Gilkey. I hope he can hear it. We'll have to turn it up so he can hear it. If you want to play the box, Mark, go ahead.
Okay. I'll play the box.
Oh, beat up cars still get you where you want to go. She ain't much of a looker, but she sure got a lot of soul. When you're paying your dues, Lord, don't the wheels turn slow. Oh, beat up cars still get you where you want to go. Way back then, Dad loved them rattle traps, but he loved the fine cars too. I remember that Chevrolet and the old Ford 52. Well, that truck got me in trouble one time. He was shopping at the store. He told me not to start her up. Well, I didn't do that no more. Here and now, well, now I'm a-playing in a band, and we're going just as far as we can. We rode in them beat-up trucks and the Ford Econoline vans. Now we're picking our songs, living our truths, doing what we gotta do. We hope that you can hear our smile next time that we play for you. Oh, beat-up cars still get you where you wanna go. Don't know where we're going, but I know that we're ready to roll. When you pay your dues, Lord, don't the wheels turn slow. Oh, beat-up cars still get you where you want to go. Now he's gone, well now my dad is gone. His earthly race is run, but he's still here in our hearts. Well, you know he's number one. He used to read his old car books to see what'd been bought or sold, but now he's driving his Cadillac, rolling on the streets of gold. Oh, beat-up cars still get you where you want to go. Ah, we miss you, Dad, and we know that we love you so. Oh, driving fast, don't let the wheels turn slow. Oh, beat-up cars still get you where you want to go. Oh, beat-up cars still get you where you want to go. Don't know where we're going, but I know that we're ready to roll. When you pay your dues, Lordy, don't the wheels turn slow. Oh, beat-up cars still get you where you want to go. Oh, beat-up cars still get you where you want to go.
Randy C. Gilkey. Y'all give it up for Randy Gilkey over here.
Yeah, thank you.
Ranford Almond. Nathan C. Davis. And Will Easter. Thank you guys for coming out the Roots and Around. We also want to thank the Briley Garden Center, Morrisville Tattoo Company, the Iredale Arts Council, the NC Arts Council, Red Buffalo, which we hope to see all you guys here in a little bit, the Lake Mountain Coffee, Piedmont Folkways, Roots in the Round. Thank you so much, guys, for your hard work. Grassroots Entertainment Group, 92.9 WAME Radio, Insomniacs Incorporated, downtown Statesville. And we want to thank all you guys for showing up. Y'all make it very special for us. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. And I'm Mark T. Evans, your host for Roots in the Round. And tomorrow we got more. What do we have tomorrow, Josh?
Songbird competition and Roots in the Round #5 and Bluegrass and Brunch.
Brunch. So look at the calendar, and y'all, we'll see y'all guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for coming out.